Welcome to We Do It for the Culture video where our stories matter.
Matter. Let's
That's
do it.
right. I'm your host, your boy Lover.
This is Mahogany Rose. We do it for the
Culture.
culture. My bad.
It's,
Radio.
Listen, we got a fantastic show for you guys today. A show that's been almost requested. People say, y'all always talking about serious topics and subjects, whatever. Why y'all don't never talk about relationships? I said, okay, we're gonna do something about relationships then. We're gonna talk about red flags in relationships.
Okay. Let's
And
do it.
we got some wonderful guests today. And we're going to introduce those lovely guests to you guys today. Let's get it popping. We have the lovely Miss Susan Henrique. Now you told me to call you Susan. I messed up your last name. Henriquez.
Hi. Thank you for having me.
Now, Miss Susan Henriquez has over 25 years of mental health experience. She is the voice of Talk to Me Mom podcast. Make sure y'all check that out. Talk to Me Mom podcast.
Talk to Mom podcast.
Talk to Mom podcast. It's a trauma-informed show for young adults. She is a trauma and spiritual counselor, social justice advocate, and domestic violence survivor and advocate. Man, welcome back to the show, Miss Susan, because last time we was here, we had a blast.
Yeah, we did.
Welcome back.
Definitely. We're gonna bring the other guests on to the show as they come into the back room there. We have Shane Pratt waiting in the back room. We're gonna have also Miss LaShawn Shelton as well. But we're gonna start off the show with Miss Susan. I'm not even gonna say the last name, Miss Susan.
You been saying my name all this whole time.
I know, right? My name is not Susan. So watch what you say. You remember that song, though, do you, Susan?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I got teased a lot with that song.
So today we're talking about red flags in relationships. Red flags, is something that we tend to sometimes overlook, or we tend to avoid them altogether. Sometimes,
Right.
a lot of times we get red flags, we kind of just like we don't want to recognize it. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times we want to see what we want to see,
That's it.
and we want what we want, and we don't care about the red flags. But those red flags can get us into trouble a lot of times.
Absolutely.
Maybe not in the beginning, but in hindsight or over time, whatever, if we choose to avoid them, those red flags are going to come back to bite us in the you know what. You know what I'm saying? Especially if we allow those individuals with red flags, if we start to allow them into the home,
Into the heart.
around children. You know what I mean? That's and it's like I said, a lot of times when people have red flags, sometimes you don't always see them right away.
That's true.
And another thing is, people want to put on what they call their good face
That's it.
in the beginning. They're giving you their what they call their best representative, they say, in the beginning. So you don't always see those red flags right away. But the thing is that the most worst part about this is that we just sometimes we ignore them, and we have to do something about that. So, have you ever had anyone with red flags before? Have you had them where you ignored them?
Of course. Because what we try to do is we look at the good characteristics about that individual, and we try to, like you said, overlook the negatives.
Okay. So, Miss Enriquez, if we had to ask you, what are some red flags that you chose to ignore, you avoided, that came back to really hurt you in a relationship?
So many. Where do I start? I mean, I agree with what you said about, like, we just ignore them. We act like we don't see it. We, everything, our whole body, soul, everything's telling us that something's wrong. And and we just choose to ignore it. Or in my case, I was a rescuer, so I think I could change you. My love is gonna change you.
Right.
I think we all think that sometimes.
Yeah.
I think we all think that we could either change a person or we can help the person. What they have a slogan for that word. You just put like,
But that's codependent.
yeah,
Codependency.
yeah, because sometimes you just feel like you can help everybody, help the world, or you can do something to change them. Oh, once I get with them, things are gonna get better. Things are gonna change. I could change this person, whatever.
But sometimes a person will convince you that they are going to change
Oh yeah.
certain characteristics about themselves.
And we want to believe that
And we
too,
want
right?
to believe that.
Okay, so basically, we're all to blame for that, basically, right? Because because a lot of times we love bombing, where you just want something so bad, you want to be in a relationship, you want to be with somebody, you want that comfort, or maybe you just on the rebound, whatever, and you just like, you know what? I don't want to be alone, and we cause these problems on our own because we want to be in a relationship so bad, or we just want to be with someone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, and it goes. I mean, we talked about this last time. It really goes about loving yourself, right? Because if you love yourself, you know what you want, you know who you are. You won't allow the red flags to get in your space. You will know how to let it go right away. But it's just like you said, like people are lonely. They rather be in a bad relationship than no relationship. There's all kinds of reasons they don't love themselves enough, so they feel like they deserve to be mistreated. There's a lot of reasons why people ignore the red flags.
Well, a lot of times, we rush into relationships and we rush into them blindly. And like I said, sometimes those red flags are right in front of our faces, and we choose to ignore them. Because they say the best way to get over of somebody is on top of somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So you like, you know what? I'm not gonna be.
That's the first time I ever heard that. Okay. I'm from New York. Is that you? Where y'all at?
North Carolina. I definitely heard that.
Yeah, because you want to.
You sound like one of them old, mama said.
Because you feel like you want to be. You just, you feel like you don't want to be. You're not gonna be sitting in this big bed all by yourself, and
That's what they made vibrators for.
Oh boy, here we go. Let's get right. You know what I mean?
I don't know personally. I'd rather be alone than be in bad company.
Yeah, but some of these people are they're not in a healthy place for themselves.
Absolutely.
So if you're not in a healthy space for yourself, you're really not in a situation where you can invite someone else into your life, because that's only going to cause more problems.
But in my younger life, or in our younger lives, we don't want to be alone. We don't take the time to heal once we get out of a relationship, and we do kind of find ourselves back in a relationship with something that might be toxic, and we accept those red flags.
Yeah.
Right.
A lot of times.
Yeah.
And one of our guests, Dre said, yes, a lot of times we do think that we can change them. And that's, like I said, that's probably the problem right there. We think that we can change these people. You know what I mean?
I mean, my last relationship, I could have sworn that I was going to love him to death. That, I was my love. And when I showed him how I lived, and, I would be there for him, do or die. Like, I thought all of that surely would have made him change. And 12 years, he never changed.
12 years?
Yeah, 12 years, he never changed. And I blame myself, though, because I didn't love myself enough. If I loved myself enough, I would have never got involved in the first place.
Yeah, that seems to be probably the biggest reason why most people do it in the first place. Whatever. Like I said, thinking they can change somebody, and they said you can't. The thing about a leopard is a leopard can't change his spots.
Nope, cannot change his
You know what I'm saying?
I don't believe that. I believe that people can change, but I don't think anymore that is my job to do it. You know, that's the difference. I believe anybody can change, but I know now that they have to want it for themselves. I can't change anybody.
Gotcha. If you had to say, what would be one of the biggest red flags that you've encountered? I mean, give me one of the big ones.
Right now, like as a semi-single person, for me, a red flag right now is like if I meet someone and they ask for sex too soon.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, I don't think that's a red flag.
You ask me. I think it's a red flag for me because I'm looking for more than that. I want somebody that's interested in my mind, not just my body. I want somebody and even if I decide to just have sex with you, I want it to be because there's some kind of connection, not because I just met you and now we had sex. I'm sorry, I don't give away my energy like that. So and then it says to me something about you too, because it says to me that you do that quite often. Not so much if he asks for sex, but if I say no, I'm not really ready, and they keep on and on and on, that's a big red flag and a turn off for me. Yeah,
but we living in a new day and age. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody waiting around. I mean, everybody, it's like we live in a microwave world now.
Not
you know
me.
What I mean? But things is happening a little bit quicker now, whatever.
The world may have changed.
All that shit.
My mental has not.
This is my thing. I'm gonna give it away when I want to.
All that waiting, whatever. Ain't nobody doing that no more.
It still exists.
Well, I guess I'll just be lonely.
No, it still exists.
Thank you. I know it because I've met some.
Okay. What's a waiting period?
It just says to me that it says something about your character for me. You asked me what's a red flag for me. That's it. Not having a job. I mean, there's a lot of red flags. Not having a job. How many baby mamas you got? How many kids? There's like a lot of red flags. There's a lot.
Okay, so what's the average time a person should wait then?
I can't really say that because like love and whatever it's on the person. I'm telling you for me, right? So everybody should set their standards, right? Should we call you lover? You like that, don't you, lover? Lover.
Don't be starting this.
But anyway, that's my standard. That's what everybody got their own standards. Like maybe that's not for them. You gotta figure out. What I like might not be what Miss Mahogany Rose like, right? We all have our own standards. It's not about what's the right standard. It's like, what's the standard that you want to live by? So that when you see those red flags, you be like, nah, that's just something I don't want to mess with. Your red flag might be like, if she say no, you ain't interested because that's not what you want. You want somebody to give it up. You just don't want to be bothered. And that's fine too.
What I'm saying is, I think I speak for most fellas out there in this day and age. What they say, all that waiting like you back in the days when trying to, ain't nobody doing that no more. Ain't nobody trying to wait.
And what's the reasonable time to wait?
To do the papa no more. Nobody waiting 6 months to do the papa no more.
Ain't nobody say 6 months, but damn, can I get one date? I mean, can you take me out to dinner? I mean, can you like damn? I'm saying like they just meet you. They just meet you and they're like ready to take their clothes off. That's a turn off for me.
Yeah, it's a turn off for me too.
I'm sorry, that might be how you men think, and maybe that's how females think. But I want you to this first, and it's not about love, but do we have this in common?
Stephanie Mills said, "You put in a rush on me." but I like to know you better. I don't know. That's gonna be a
Tell
tough
me,
one for the fellas. I'm an advocate for the fellas. What was
what's
that?
a reasonable time, lover?
Oh man, I would go with 3 weeks. That's fair, right? That's fair, right?
I think 1 month is fair.
4 months.
1 month.
She said 1 month.
Oh, I was about to say we about to get into a fight on the airwaves right here today.
Like 1 month to see if I even like you. You know? I mean,
Oh man. All right, you know what we're gonna do? I'm gonna tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna bring my boy Mr. Pratt because I need some help with this one, man.
And good evening to those who have just joined us. Thank you for logging in, joining in with us today.
Yeah, Mr. Pratt, where you at, Mr. Pratt? I need some help, man. Where you at?
Here we go.
Can you hear me?
Mahogany Rose, we here, right?
Yes, we're here.
Okay.
The mental.
I'm giving up the poo nana on the first.
Mr. Pratt, what's up? Can you hear us, Mr. Pratt? I look like Mr. Pratt is having some technical difficulties, but in any event, Mr. Pratt is a 52-year-old retired Air Force vet, 24 years active duty investor, born in the Bahamas, raised in PC, New York, 2 college grad sons, homeowner, gun owner, living in Texas, and he's going to be joining us right now. He's having some technical difficulties, but we're going to get because y'all ain't going to be teaming up on me. I'm going to tell you what you ain't going to do. I'm going to tell you what you ain't going to do. All right. Let me move from right
You
now.
ain't right, because you asked me what I want. What's a red flag for me? And you like, no, that is not your red flag.
So would it be a red flag for you if the first thing a woman wanted to do was to have sex with you when y'all just met? Would it be a red flag for you?
No.
You wouldn't think that she goes with every man that she meets?
I would think that I'm just that damn attractive.
Okay.
I think,
Okay.
you know what I mean?
Liar, you a liar. You a liar.
I think my swag just makes someone want to just do the pop.
So what's a red flag for you then?
I think a red flag for me would probably be communication.
Communication. Okay.
Communication, yeah, because that's something that I personally had to work on with communication. I would shut down, and when I would shut down, it's like I couldn't talk at that particular point. You would have to let me get my thoughts together, or maybe calm down, especially if it's like an argument or something like that, or a disagreement. Let me get my my thoughts together, then I can come back and I can have a sensible conversation with you, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But women shut down more than anybody. Y'all shut down, and y'all don't always say.
I don't know about all that.
Yeah. Sometimes it's like pulling teeth trying to pull information out of y'all. And that goes.
We communicate. We might not be saying what you want to hear, but so say for instance, you meet a woman and you do the papa, and then she don't communicate with you anymore. Is that a red flag for you?
You telling me she ghosts me?
Yeah. Is that a red flag?
It's not a flag at all. We ain't nothing there. She gone. Ain't nothing for us to try. Ain't no foundation for us to try to establish it. She gone.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? But a ghosting is real. You know, sometimes you get somebody and it just ain't all that. Whatever, so you decide to go with. But communication with women, y'all don't even like to tell us what y'all want to eat half the time. It's like we know what we eating tonight, honey. What you want to eat? Oh, I don't care. Okay, so let's go get some burger. No, I ain't eating no burger. I just asked you what we gonna eat. You just said you don't care. I said Burger King. Now you tell me no. Okay, do you want to go to Red Lobster? No, I'm not in the mood. FIFA, well, what do you want? That's communication. Y'all just don't like to tell us nothing. I mean, it's like pulling teeth trying to get information out of y'all. Then when y'all get mad, what's wrong? Nothing. It's clearly something. Say what's wrong with you, so that we can confront it and we can get it out the way, whatever. But if you're telling me it's nothing, and you want me to continue to sit here and badger you to get the information out of you, I believe that's very childish.
Okay.
That's childish to want a man to have to sit there for 45 minutes to an hour to asking you what's wrong, and you feel like you talking about nothing, ain't nothing wrong. I'm good. I'm good. No,
Susanna, I'm not really sure who he deals with.
Oh
I
boy,
know I don't operate like that either. I'm
Me
gonna tell
either.
you what's wrong with me quick.
Because I'm trying
nah.
to get something in my belly.
Not just that, I want to make sure you understand my needs. I'm not trying to
that
beat
too.
around the bushes. I'm gonna tell you this
Direct.
is what's wrong when you. Now I see it the other way because when I've had experience when someone asks me what's wrong with me, and then when I start to say what's wrong with me, they get upset or they start acting like it's like, why'd you ask me what's wrong when you really don't want to know? Because it's not what you want to hear. So now you upset. So why you ask me? So that's why and now I don't know if you're like that, but I know men like that. They'll ask you what's wrong, you tell them what's wrong, and they get all mad, and it turns into an argument.
That sounds like what they call gaslighting. Is that what that is?
Oh
Gaslighting?
yeah, absolutely, yeah,
It's like a form of manipulation,
yeah,
blame shifting that often comes down to the fact that the person is not validating your experience or your reality or what you're going through, whatever. They just dismissing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But gaslighting, that's definitely a red flag. I know there are a lot of people out there though who are very manipulative and they know how to turn the tables on you real quick. You know what I mean? And make you feel like, okay, you're the one that's causing this, or you're the one that's, you know what I mean? When they clearly, when they're clearly the problem or the blame, but they can definitely switch those tables around on you and make it seem like, you know how people can turn tables and get the victim.
Oh yeah. I'm very familiar with that one.
Oh yeah.
How can you do this to me? How can you do this to me? Like, look at all you've done to me. Like, I'm just protecting myself.
Like I was saying, compromise is a big one. You know what I mean? A lot of women nowadays aren't willing to compromise. They want things their way, and that's it. Like, you know what I mean? And now I think we've kind of created this monster because we let women believe, women are what they say, they are a happy wife, a happy life. So we created this thing now where, you know what I mean, a woman doesn't have to compromise anymore because what she wants is supposed to be golden. That's it. You know what I'm saying? But I know y'all not going to agree with me on that, so I'm definitely going to stand on this one. What'd you say, Miss Susan?
I don't know how I feel about that statement. I don't know. I didn't like that statement.
Well, I figured you wouldn't. Most women wouldn't because y'all don't like to compromise. Y'all want things your way. And they said I was looking at
I don't know where you finding these women.
Oh man. Well, I expect those answers from y'all.
Yeah, there has to be some compromising, especially.
Yeah, like that's ridiculous. Like, I mean, if I love you and I want you to be happy too, I can't stunt your growth. I gotta compromise. I can't.
Absolutely.
Like, that don't make no sense to me. And I don't know.
Otherwise, it's selfish. It's selfish.
I don't know if compromise is even a good word because also that says I'm giving up part of myself so you could have yourself. So I don't know about that compromise that word, but I do believe everybody should be themselves. You should be in a relationship. You should be able to just be yourself and be happy, and nobody should try to make you change that.
I had a client.
Now there's a difference, right? Like if you go into the strip club every night and you got a woman, that you got to stop doing that. But it should be natural, right? Because if you got somebody that you like spending time with, it's not really a compromise. It's like, I'd rather be with this person than being at the strip club. This person's more important than me. Is that a compromise or is that just you loving on somebody?
Well, that can go either way, I think.
What was the question?
No, she was asking if a person wants to go to
like let's say you're a guy that goes to the strip club all the time, right? And then now you met a girl and you really like her and you really, and y'all now even though you used to go to strip club every night, now you have someone in your life that you rather spend time with than go to the strip club. Is that a compromise that now you're not going as much? Or is that just you like making the choice to show love?
Well, you know, if a person has a hobby or they have like this, I'm gonna just use myself as an example. You know, I like to go to karaoke, and I can sometimes go to karaoke like maybe sometimes 3 times a week.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? But that does mean that I'm going out 3 times a week. I'm out to like maybe 11, 12, maybe 12 o'clock midnight, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm doing something that I like to do, that and playing pool. So, are you saying that when I get involved with somebody, I'm supposed to stop going out to play pool and going out to karaoke?
No,
I mean, okay,
no,
that's what I'm trying to get at right there, because I need to know that there's some type of, I don't
no,
want to have to.
no.
I don't want
You
you to
know,
stop what you're doing. Don't ask me to stop what I'm doing, but we can, like I said, we can come some even place where we can,
But let's say, lover, you did that 7 times a week. Let's say instead of the 3 or 4, you're doing it 7 times a week. And now you involved with somebody that would want you to spend more time with them. Would that be a compromise, or would that be something that you're doing because that's what you want to do? You want to spend time with this person.
It's both. I want to spend time with that person, and I'm willing to compromise. I'm willing to say, okay, now I do it 2 to 3 times a week.
Right, because nobody should stop you from doing something you love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If that's how you release your, like I'm like that too. I like to dance. I love to dance. Like I'll go by myself somewhere just to dance all night, and I will leave by myself or whatever, and because I love to dance. And if somebody try to stop me from doing that, we have a problem.
Well, I have a guest. Mr. Reeve says, needing him to spend money on you could be a red flag. Why does no one see this as a red flag? Because honestly, women do expect the women to come out of their pockets. You know what I mean? When it comes to dating and stuff like that, and going on dates, automatically just assume that the man is going to be the one paying for this date or this dinner.
Now I am right. This thing right here, that pisses me off, this subject, because y'all assume that we assume that, and that's not true. Like when I ask somebody, I mean, y'all already, it's like y'all have this preconception. Y'all don't even. People are so afraid of loving. Like they're so afraid that somebody gonna do something to them, that somebody wants something from them, and all that kind of stuff. Like if you ask someone out, then you should pay. If I ask you out, then I should pay. But me personally, if you ask me out, I'm taking out my wallet too, because I don't want to owe you nothing. And when I want to go home, I want to go home. And if I want to stay with you, I want to stay with you.
That's a rare thing, and we all know that men are always going to be the first one to ask a woman out because men are the aggressors, men are the ones pursuing the woman. So quite naturally, the man is more than likely going to ask the woman out on a date, which automatically puts him at a situation where, of course, if I'm asking someone out, I expect to pay or whatever. But after you.
Like
on a few dates.
I agree. She should pull out her wallet. I agree 100%.
At least show me a pump fake or something.
Right? At least, like I've been known to send somebody I like a little $20 so they can have lunch on me, like on the Cash App. If I like them. Like it should be like that. I think it's cute. I think it should be like that. But if the man asks the woman, I do think that he should pay. But I agree with you that it shouldn't be. But I also don't expect it when I go out. I don't expect it. I take my own money. People start acting funny. I'm like, here's my half. But I do agree with you that it shouldn't be. A woman shouldn't think that it's always the man that's going to pay. I agree.
Mr. Pratt, are you there, Mr. Pratt? Like he's having some difficulties. Well, listen. Here's what I'm saying, though, Miss Susan. Listen, we go on a couple of dates, right? I think we're on the verge of perhaps maybe establishing a little something, right? We're building a rapport, right? I was looking at that Capital One commercial with Kevin Hart. Where he's buying his parents or somebody dinner. He's like, "Oh, you're not even gonna fake like you're gonna help pay the bill, whatever." You know,
I missed that one.
like show me a pump fake. Act like you at least. Act like you got. Act like you got intentions to show something because I'm like,
wait, let me get my money.
Yeah, fake it, even if you ain't really gonna pull out nothing. Fake it like you want to pay for number. And so I can at least say, no, I got it. You ain't even faking it. You're not even doing a pump fake on me, like God damn.
All right, so let's back up a minute. If a man asks me out,
yeah, I want to hear what you gotta say.
If a man asks me out, he wants my time. He's going to pay.
Okay,
at least the first few days.
You're talking about a first date, right?
Yeah. And second.
Well, we talk about now that it's been established that you probably like this guy. You're on date 3 or 4.
Okay.
Yeah. I think you can show this man a little bit of unselfishness, or even give him an indication that you are unselfish woman.
I agree.
By saying or showing that you are willing. Okay, listen,
you a team player.
After a few days, but not the first.
When last time you paid for a date?
You talking about with my husband?
Yes. When's the last time you paid for a date?
I pay all the time.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
Ask him. We're in a relationship.
Oh,
we are in a marriage.
Okay. I know. Matter of fact, let's go to the comments. We're gonna get somebody to help on this. Okay. Dre said nothing is wrong with compromising, but if you're in a relationship, why are you still going to the clubs where there's a bunch of single guys? Oh, yeah, okay. Now he's spinning it. He's saying the woman is going out to clubs, lounges, whatever the case may be, whatever. And so he's saying, why are you still going out to clubs where there's a bunch of single guys? That's a touchy one right there, because you know what I mean. I don't agree that a woman should stop, like I said, if she's hanging out with her friends, whatever case may be, whatever. And there's always going to be guys there, you know what I mean? Whether it be single, whatever case may be, whatever. There's nothing you can do about that. Only thing you can ask of the woman is to be respectful or mindful of what you have, whatever, you know what I mean, and do the right thing.
You should already know that. You shouldn't have to ask that.
I agree. That's definitely.
Honestly, like if you in a relationship, I don't think you should be going to the club every night. I don't care if you're a man or a woman. Like, you know, that's something you do once a month, maybe. When you go, I mean, for me,
y'all go together.
Right. I was just gonna say that. Go together. You know, I don't know why you would be in the club every weekend. There's only 4 weekends in a month.
Mr. Pratt, what's going on, brother?
Welcome to the show.
Can you hear us? Are we still having technical difficulties? Shane, you can't hear us?
I don't think he can hear y'all. Does he have his thing on?
We can't hear you, Shane, if you can.
I mean,
Shane, we can't hear you.
Can't hear
you.
Yeah,
you need to hear. We can't hear you. You gotta unmute yourself. I don't know.
Or he might have to go into his settings.
Okay.
He may have to go into his settings.
Let me text him real quick.
Change his microphone settings.
Okay. All right. Now, while we're doing that, Mr. Jones says, I wasn't sure what today was at the moment, but definitely there has. Tonight was for the show. Red flag for me is seeing my partner bump her head up against an oak. Oh my! She's bugging.
What?
Just like Solo Harris said earlier, he said a red flag is when you meet her and she wears a size 14 in men's shoe and hands bigger than Shaq's hands.
That's not a red flag. That's just her way she looks. She can't help that.
And Mr. Reeves said, if he can't get sex on the first date, why can you get money? He said, I'm confused.
I ain't asking you for money. Who asked you for money?
Yeah.
You asked me on a date. If I invite my friend out, I'm gonna pay for dinner. It's the same thing. You ask me on a date. I'm not asking you for no money.
Oh man. Okay, Mahogany Rose, take over. Then what?
Listen, don't nobody gotta do nothing. That's how I roll.
You read Anthony Reeves already?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then he said, we also never see the red flags when the people get comfortable. He said that's when we start to see when people get comfortable. I think things will be easier if the real us shows up to the first date. No makeup, no fly suit, no gators, no nothing. Everybody comes as who they are. That way there's no confusion. You know what I'm saying? Be who you are right out the gate. That's fair.
You know what I'm getting out of all this though, for real? Is that there's so many broken and hurt people walking around. Can't nobody trust nobody. Everybody got their guard up. Everybody, like, you can't even enjoy life or a relationship. Because all you're thinking about is, let me look for the red flag. Like, I'm not looking for a red flag. I just noticed them. But I'm not looking for them. I'm not like waiting for the red flag to appear.
Well, let me ask you this. Like,
I'm gonna enjoy people. I'm gonna enjoy a person first.
I was dating a young lady before, and I saw some red flags. I saw that she was a little bit on the irresponsible side at the time. You know what I mean? But I thought that could get better. I thought that would change over time. You know what I mean? And as we started to go on in the relationship, whatever, you know what I mean? Those irresponsibilities kind of started to, come back and haunt me because, sometimes the cable would be off.
Okay, what was her age?
She was in her 30s.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, the cable would be off sometimes, whatever, you know what I mean? And all kind of stuff. You'd be like, man, what's going on, whatever, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because some people are, over as they get older, they get, you like to think that they get more responsible or
But some people don't
experienced.
prioritize.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, some people don't prioritize.
I don't know if Sean can hear us yet. Sean, can you hear us yet? Say?
No, I think it's something in the settings.
Okay, let me see.
I know he got a lot to say too. Look at his face. He can't.
Oh yeah,
He's
frustrated right about now. That's the one that came on last time, right? With child support.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I know he has a lot to say.
Yeah, he's balling. He's like,
Right now.
I wonder if he go on his phone or his computer, like changed. Maybe if he went on the phone or his computer.
What about when a woman asks a man over to cook for him, though? You know what I'm saying?
Okay, somebody mentioned that.
So, I mean,
What about it? Right. Do I ask you to pay me because I bought that food? This is
you
ridiculous.
asking to bring the food for you to cook?
No. If I invite you to my house to eat, I'm paying for the food. Like, these things are so little and silly.
I think
Like,
that's
I just think it's like, if you wanna find love and you want a relationship, you can't go into it looking for red flags. You gotta set your own standards and live by them. Like, there are things that you will accept, and there's certain things that you're just not gonna accept in a relationship.
But as you mentioned, some people are scarred when they go into relationships.
A lot.
They're bringing baggage from past relationships.
Yeah. That's what I mean. We're so guarded, and we're so like, we don't want to be hurt, and we don't want to be this, and we probably blocking that person from us.
Hello, chat.
Oh,
Hey,
man.
thank you for joining us. How are
My
you?
bad. My bad.
Yeah, just be honest. Be honest, Shane. What'd you do, man? What happened?
What did I do? What you talking about?
How come we wasn't able to hear you? What'd you do wrong?
Oh, it was connected to I think my speaker, my Bluetooth. It's connected to my Bluetooth, and I wasn't on the Bluetooth.
Gotcha.
Okay. Well, thank you.
My
for
bad.
coming on the
My
show.
bad. I'm not that mechanically inclined.
we already did your introduction and everything already, man. But yeah, I'm
that's what's
glad
up.
you won, man. We were kind of talking about right now. We were talking about dating and the expectations of a man on the date. If a man asks a woman on a date, he's expected to pay, et cetera, et cetera. But they saying that the man should not receive anything as far as sexual until after maybe, what she say, a month or 2 months, what she say?
3 weeks.
I said at least 4 weeks. Yeah.
4 weeks.
4 weeks.
You know, that's the little window, you know? If you good, you might get 3 weeks. Like, it's on you. Player.
Yeah, my thing is, you know, I'm a natural giver. I'm a giver.
Oh yeah.
I'm a giver. So, you know, for me, a lot of times I get uncomfortable when I receive it because I'm so used to being the giver. So when I do receive something, it's like, oh man, I don't always know how to accept it. You know what I'm saying? But I dated a woman one time and she bought me a t-shirt, whatever. And it was the first time that someone had bought me anything in a relationship.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? Because I was always used to being the one that was always, okay, boom, gifts, taken out, whatever. So when somebody finally did something for me, it took me back because I wasn't used to it. Because like I said, a lot of women are conditioned to just receive and not give. So they don't know how to give, whatever. I mean, when I was with, let me put my disclaimer in there. You know what I mean? You know, me and my wife, we was, you know, saying we still good right now. We cool. But I used to go to the mall, right? And when I would go to shop for the mall for myself, if I saw something for her that I think would look nice on her, I knew that she liked socks, different, you know, novelty socks. I would keep that in mind. You know what I mean? So if I'm in the mall, oh, she would like that. I'll maybe get her some different type of socks or something like that. Oh, I know. I like the way those Aeropostale jumpsuits, sweatsuits look good on or whatever. They fit her physique very nice or whatever. I would give me a jumpsuit or something like that. But when she would go she would never bring nothing back from people from the mall. I'm like, damn, what the hell's going on here? I keep you in mind no matter what I do. Everything I do, I'm keeping you in mind, trying to make sure I look out for you, do something for you when I'm out and about, whatever. But you come in this house, every time you come, you got something for you, and you're always empty-handed when it comes to me. You got nothing for me. You know what I'm saying?
That's a great point. That's a great point. What did the lady say about that?
I don't know. My husband, my ex, I used to dress him. So I never went to the store and didn't pick up something for him. I would never do that. I would never come home with 50 bags. Because come on, I'm coming home with 5 bags for me and one little thing for you. You know, I mean, because it's like,
rewarding.
I can't come, and I don't mean it like that, but I'm saying, like, if I went shopping for myself, the least I could do is bring you a shirt back or, you know, a little suit, a little set, a little something. You know, I never did that. I don't know. That's what I said. And let me tell you something, Lava. That person that you that was doing that to you, she didn't just start doing that when you was married. You ignored the red flags.
I co-signed that. I said
that all the way.
I did.
I agree. My testimony was it was the same thing. It was you know, there were certain things that I believed as it pertained to the dynamics of male female role, right?
Mm-hmm.
And just from observing my parents, right, and they're my step this and step that and whatever, right? And so there were certain cues that I feel like I picked up on, and that was one of them. And I believe, long story short, is you teach the person that you choose how to treat you.
Ooh.
And so I remembered when, you know, there were those selfish moments, and in that moment, it was like my spidey senses told me, bruh, you gotta check that. You gotta communicate. You gotta let her know that that's not okay. And
I agree 100%.
And when you say it, you gotta mean it, right? Because a lot of times people don't connect to it. It's just, you know, it's just the way they were raised. It may be, you know, whatever their ideology is, and you just have to let them know. Typically, like, okay, so with me and my ex, I knew her backstory. So I knew a few of her demons, apprehensions, walls, right? The bricks in her wall, right? And so I knew that there was a level of trust that she had to gain in me just off neutral. It had nothing to do with me personally. It had to do with her backstory, right? So I knew where it was coming from, and I knew I have to have patience in that. But at the same time, it was my job, my responsibility to communicate to her, hey, I know where it came from, but this is where it needs to get to. Like, I know that I need to prove to you that I got your back and you can trust me, but we gonna need to get there. You know what I mean? And I allowed it to continue, past what was a reasonable amount of time. So that was on me. That's on the self-accountability part of it.
Yeah.
Accountability, and it goes back to what Mr. Anthony Reeves was saying, the lack of communication as well. You know what I mean? Communication has to be continuous. It can't just, you know what I mean? It's got to be an ongoing thing throughout the duration of the relationship. You know what I'm saying? Because, I know for me, like, when I was like, let's say, like, when I would go out to casinos, I'm not gonna say I'm a gambler, but I'm a risk taker. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't gamble a lot, but when I do, I'm gonna put it out there. I may put a few hundred G's, whatever, because I'm a risk taker.
Right.
I would go to the casino, whatever, and for me, I'm thinking, okay, man, yeah, maybe these new pair of shoes. You know what I'm saying? Boom. I'm trying to get that money because I want to be able to be look, baby, look what I got. I got some money. What you want? Where you want to go? What you want to do? That was my thing. I'm like, I want to do something so I can be able to give to you or do something for you. But I was never on the receiving end of that. My wife had hit the number a few times and didn't even tell me she hit it.
I'm sorry, I'm being laugh.
I was like, yo. But when I go to the casino, I want to win so I can do something for you.
I'm with Suzanne. You didn't pay attention to the red flags.
Right. You not paying attention to no red flags. And I wanted to say something to Shane.
Right.
I wanted to say something to Shane because I don't know how much that you've heard, but it's like almost that same thing about like you saw the red flags. It's like talking about what I said earlier. Like you saw the red flags probably from the beginning, but you had to adjust yourself to make her comfortable, and she was never changing because she wasn't being accountable for her stuff. So it just got worse and worse and worse. So it's the same thing, like these red flags that we see, but we think we can adjust ourselves to make them comfortable, and it doesn't make them accountable. They don't feel like they gotta change. Why should they change when you're gonna change for me? You're gonna change so that I could be comfortable. Why do I gotta change?
That's it.
And that's the way it is.
And you know what? At the end of the day, it's human nature. It's every level of the game. It's whether you're dealing with kids, whether you're dealing with friends or whatever.
Family.
Definitely family. Definitely family. You have to set the boundaries and you got to mean what you say. Otherwise, people inherently, I believe that it's just human nature. I believe that people inherently will take a mile. They're gonna push the boundaries. It's at the end of the day, we're all selfish, right? Selfish is just a word, right? The word is what you apply the meaning to it. What I mean when I say everybody's selfish, it's about self-preservation, right? Sometimes people are selfish in the respect that they do a lot for other people because it makes them feel good, right? It's still a certain degree of selfish, and that's why I say that, you add your own definition to it, right? But so now on the flip side, when it doesn't work, is when that person is so, like I'm dealing with it right now. I got a lot of money loaned now, right, to family and friends, right? And whenever you borrow money, you're like, man, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. And when that day when you're supposed to pay it back come, somehow your mindset changes and you be like, well, you know, this motherfucker, he's doing good. He probably don't need it right now, you know.
That's why I don't
and so and so that's the human nature part of it, you know, it parallels when it comes to your spouse. You know, she's like, you know, she might be thinking, well, you know, he don't really need it, or I don't know. The ladies have to tell me. Now the two ladies on the panel are saying that ain't them. They're saying that ain't them. They can't connect to it. I don't know.
Yeah, they all. That's what they do. They make it sound real sweet. I don't know what kind of woman you date. Oh, I'm different. Oh, I never. Then next thing you know, I thought you said you was different. Come on.
That's funny. That's funny. Nah, I'm not trying to judge y'all. I'm just looking for perspective, you know, because I think.
What was your question?
I think typically men are just okay. So let me use an analogy, right? I'm gonna take it in a little different direction, but same thing is okay. So that we have a kind of a movement, right? And I don't like the way it's going because it's kind of pitting men against women, right?
Yeah, I don't
feel like it's right. I feel like it's a trap. I feel like we kind of falling into this trap, right? So I kind of fell back from it, but I'm still trying to understand it. So the point is this, is that women say, a lot of women today, let's say modern women, right? A lot of modern women are like, I'm not going to cook and clean for a man. I'm not going to do wifely things to a dude who, number one, don't deserve it, and number two, ain't my husband yet, right? Men say, well, that don't make any sense, because if you don't show me what you about, then I'm never going to put you in wifey category, right? I'm never going to put you in that category, right? And so my rebuttal personally is this. When you really think about it, like, women don't like the word, what do you call it? Submission, right? Submissive, being submissive, right? Women, it triggers women because they think a certain thing. They think it means slave, right? But if you really think about it, a man submits to a woman immediately.
Talk about it.
We immediately start doing things for y'all, giving y'all things,
Preach.
treating y'all a certain way. That is submission.
Preach.
So it's just the definition of the word that y'all really have a problem with, and there's a disconnect between men and women. I've learned that there's certain words that women feel a certain way about, and men have a separate definition for, and that's the disconnect. Because when a woman starts talking about being independent, you know, with a definition to a man, when I hear a woman say independent, you don't need me. So if you don't need me, why are you in my face? Why are you talking to me? Like, I need you. Like, women will say, again, I'm not attacking y'all. I'm just saying in general, this is things that you've heard. You heard women say, like, well, I don't need a man. You never hear a man say, I don't need a woman. It's ridiculous.
Talk about it.
It's ridiculous. I don't need a man. I understand where it comes from just because that's my nature. I understand that women have had to fight for their rights. I understand that a lot of women have baby daddies or exes or whatever that are absentee, so they've had to be both. And so I understand where it comes from, right? But just like anything else, when you take it to the extreme, when you bring that baggage with you into a new situation, it's toxic.
Well, one of the comments says, too many masculine female nowadays, you can't tell them anything because they're quote unquote independent. We need more feminine women who's willing to let a man lead. Ooh, that's from Dre Price.
Okay, I have to comment on that.
Mm-hmm. Mhm.
I am personally tired of being a leader all the time, and I really feel like there are a lot of immature men that don't know how to be leaders.
Mhm.
I would more than gladly give you the baton because I'm tired. I'm so tired. If on the flip side of that, it's like there are not a lot of men doing the things they should be doing either. You
Okay.
know, like I don't want to be I don't want to be in the lead all the time. I don't want to think about where we're supposed to go all the time. I don't want to make all the plans. I want a man to take the lead, but y'all ain't doing it either.
Let me give you a neutral rebuttal to that. And I say neutral because I feel like part of what you're saying is right? But it is a rebuttal. Here's what I came up with. Even men say that there aren't a lot of good women out here, right? So you got men saying it and you got women saying it, right? There ain't a lot of good men that know how to lead. And men are saying there ain't a lot of good women. You know where they at? They in your friend zone. You know why they in your friend zone? Because they ain't got enough for this and they ain't got enough for that. So at one point, I almost let the words come out of my mouth. It ain't a lot of good women. But then I had to check myself because I'm honest with myself. And I'm like, wait a minute. You know what? I have met some good women, but they in my friend zone because they too corny or they not cute enough or whatever the case may be. So at the end of the day, there has to be some accountability.
Well,
is it that you find or the man that you meet ain't stepping up, or is it the dude who would do anything for you that would thing like that, but he ain't got enough for something. He ain't too short, or he too this, or whatever. And he over here in the friend zone. That good dude is over there in the friend zone somewhere. Because
I don't think
my accountability. What
well, you know,
Shane, you're breaking up just a little bit.
I would say this. Shane had mentioned that he had
hello?
giving out. Yeah, we got you, Shane.
Did y'all hear me?
We can hear you.
You see, Shane.
Did y'all hear the friend zone? Did y'all hear the friend zone part?
We did.
We got the friend zone.
We did.
My thing is inconsistency.
So how y'all feel about that?
Tell them how you feel about the friend zone, because I'm gonna tell you right now, I got female friends. You know what I'm saying? But I make sure that I don't cross that line. And if I think there's even an inclination of attraction, we ain't friends. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And as far as taking the lead, I am grateful that my husband, that I am married, and that my husband is in my life to take the lead, because there has been quite a long period of me being by myself and taking care of my boys by myself, and yes, being that independent woman, to where I am glad that somebody comes in and can make plans for us and do some of the manly things that I was doing.
Did you allow him to do it though? Did you?
I have allowed him.
Wait. What about what's I can't see your name. My eyes are jacked up.
Mahogany Rose.
No. You're married. You're married, Miss Mahogany. I'm talking to the single lady.
Oh, okay.
Miss
okay.
Susan.
Miss Susan. Susan.
The attack on Susan.
So what do you think about? Did you hear what I said about the good man being in your friend zone?
Well, I don't say that. I know there's good men out there. I know. I have no doubt about that. There's good men out there. I know they are, and I'm not trying to call that out in my life that there's no good men. The words I use are to attract good things, so I would never say that.
But no, that's what I'm saying to you. What I'm saying to you is, okay, so remember, I offered that as a rebuttal. You said there are men out here that don't know how to lead and that don't know how to step up and what have you. And what I'm saying is, from my personal my own personal accountability. The good women that I want are in my friend zone. So how do you feel about your friend zone?
Yeah.
Are there any good men in your friend zone?
You know, I was, it's hard for me to answer that because I was married for a long time. And so I don't really have very men in my friend zone. Like, I'm just starting to date. I don't have that situation. So I don't know.
Okay. So,
I don't know.
All right. I'm not going to let you off the hook. I'm going to do this to you. They might not be your friends, right? But do you have men that chase you down that are willing to worship the ground you walk on, but you don't want to give them a chance for whatever reason? They not your type.
No. I mean,
No,
yeah,
that don't happen to you.
there are men that like me a lot, yeah. But I also don't know. I'm not in that scene. I'm so careful about people that I have in my life. So I don't really deal with that.
So you're not looking for a man then?
Is he trying to flirt with me here? What? What's going on here?
What happened?
I didn't say that either.
Yes.
I didn't say that. I'm dating. I am dating.
You remember the last time I was on here, right? You know I'm not going to let you off the hot seat.
No, I wasn't here with you last time.
Oh, okay.
Yes, she was. I believe she was.
Yeah.
No, I was not. I was
I'm
here
not-
with the domestic violence show.
I'm not going to let you off the hot
Child
seat.
support.
You can't say that these men out here ain't stepping up and blah 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 if you're not picking the right man. That's the accountability part of it, right?
Right. And so this is why I don't let it get that far. Because I know
No. You're missing the point though.
I guess I am.
Yes, you are. So check this out. You said no, but there are men out here that ain't doing the right thing, that ain't stepping up, and that can't lead. That's what you said.
Wait, but
right?
let me say something about that, Shane. I did say that, and I mean that. But what I said before was because, and this is a generational thing, because a lot of our black men and black women and Latinas like myself are broken. We're broken generationally. We are so broken that we having these kind of stupid conversations.
It's not a stupid conversation.
No, why I'm saying it's stupid is because, not that it's stupid like that, but I'm saying that we have the need for this kind of conversation. Right?
Well,
because people are not setting boundaries. People don't know I know what I like and don't like. I'm not letting it get that far. I know a red flag. I see a red flag. I know what I accept in my surroundings, because guess what? My peace is more important than anything. If you're not bringing me peace, good sex, money, some fun, we don't have nothing to, like, what's the point?
Right.
Like, you're wasting my time here, bro.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, for me personally, I know what I will accept and won't accept. If you would have caught me 10 years ago, 12 years ago, I've been all over the place. But I've been through so much in my life, and I know who I am, and I love myself unconditionally. I know I put myself first all the time, because if I don't love me, I can't love nobody.
Right.
So that's where I'm at personally right now. So I don't have to work. I don't allow anything in my surroundings that don't feel good.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have Miss Lorraine Pride, who has joined us as financial director. She graduated from Auburn University in Montgomery. She's also a certified tax agent. Thank you for joining us to the show, Miss Lorraine. How you doing today?
Hello. Sharing is caring. Yes, it is.
Yes.
How's everybody tonight?
We doing good.
Pretty good.
We talk about red flags in relationships, Miss Pride. Oh man, what was the biggest red flags you faced in a relationship, Miss Pride?
Listen, I'm like you. How you said I am a giver. I love helping people. all of you have said and touched on a little bit of something, that I am. Which Shane, Mr. Shane said that even if you're a giver, it could be it's selfish, right? You said it's still selfish because you're doing that to basically feed something within yourself, and I got a little bit of that. But the biggest red flag was the same thing with you, CT, giving, and because that's what's in my heart, and I know I like to see a smile on somebody's face, and so used to not receiving that it didn't click, that it went on too long, right? And I didn't get something back, like it was like, hey, thank you. Oh, I'm looking good out here, and one day I was like, wait, hold up. Oh, that's nice. I like, where'd you go? You did what? I would have liked something from over there too, and I didn't know how to communicate that to the other person. One, it went on for so long. It was like, how do you even tell them, are you even thinking about me when you go out? And the red flag was that this person was basically in it because they knew that was my personality. We were around people before we clicked. And they saw that in me, right? So it was more like, she got this, she got that, she likes to do this, I'm going to ride that tail. And then I guess when I started to look differently at the situation, then we started to argue a little bit more, you know what I'm saying? And then he had problems. Then it was, you two this and you two that. But when I was giving, everything was good. So
I've heard about red flags as people with controlling behavior, wanting to control you, wanting to being possessive and stuff like that. Someone put in the comment section as far as red flags. Have anyone ever had to deal with that before? Someone being possessive or being very controlling at all? That is definitely a big red flag, whatever. And sometimes something like that starts right in the beginning, whatever, you know what I mean? When they come into your life, they're trying to tell you, well, I don't like you doing this. I don't like you doing that. I don't like you going here.
I don't like you wearing this.
I don't like you wearing that. I want you to stop doing this. I want you to stop going there, whatever. You know what I mean? That's something that you really can't, you can't say that you didn't see it, because that's something that's right in front of you, right in your face, right from the beginning, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And I know a lot of people that are like that, whatever. They blunt with it, come right out the gate and let you know, listen, I'm trying to control this whole situation, you know what I mean? And you allow something like that into your household, next thing you know, you're not allowed around your friends, you're not allowed around your family, you know what I mean? They isolate you, and that could also start abuse, you know what I mean? And that's a huge red flag right there, you know what I mean? One that a lot of women choose to ignore the first time they put their hands on you, you know what I mean? Or they raise their hands to you. A lot of women ignore that for some reason. Oh, he just was just angry for the moment or something like that, whatever. You know what I mean? Have any of you women ever faced something like that with a man before? Ms. Enriquez or Ms. Susan or Lorraine?
I'm a domestic violence survivor, so, yeah.
So what did you do with that red flag? I mean, did you?
I married it.
Oh, damn. That ain't a red flag. That's a green flag.
Yeah, I married it. I tried to rescue him. I did all that. Yeah, that was me ignoring big red flags. Because it goes back to what I was saying before, trying to rescue people. And I am a giver too. So, I just figured I could love him if I love him enough and there for him and loyal and da-da-da, he's going to change.
Yeah, well, some people see jealousy as a sign of love as opposed to seeing it as a red flag.
No.
I mean, sometimes you see the jealousy right out the gate, and you're thinking, they can't, they love me. You know what I mean? But that's a big red flag as well. That a lot of times gets ignored like crazy. Jealousy, because they see it as a sign of love or something like that. When that turtle turns into an elephant eventually. You know what I'm saying?
We just had a show on love on my show, right? And although I've been through all of that stuff, I've been through domestic violence, I've been through all that stuff. I kind of don't regret any of it, because one of the things that it showed me was that I have the capacity to love, that I know I have the capacity to love. And it also sometimes I feel like we gotta have these bad relationships, because it's gonna either break us or it's gonna change us. You know, like it should all be learning moments, right? So that we can adjust. Then when we see them red flags, we can like leave it. Like we've been through that. Like we're not doing that again. That's hopefully that if you're in a relationship and there's something bad, that it has changed you. That you don't continue to do the same thing. And that's what the red flags are for, right? Because now you look at it like, no, I've been there. I don't want to go there again. Thank you. Have a nice day.
A lot of people avoid those red flags. They bring them in their household, and then next thing you know, that red flag is around your children now. And your children are seeing things, or your children are going through things because you chose to ignore a red flag. You know what I mean? Now your children are being abused. You know, your children are being not just verbally, but physically abused in some cases, whatever, because you chose to avoid, a red flag.
Let me tell you something else about a red flag. A red flag will help you appreciate your friend zone, because that's exactly where my husband came from. My friend zone. Absolutely. Because at first I didn't think he would be anybody that I would date. We were just friends.
Sometimes the friend zone, coming out of the friend zone, is not too bad. Now Shane, what Mr. Reeves said, he's had experiences of having to deal with what the last guy did. You know what I mean? Now men are being held responsible or being blamed for what the last guy did, because the last guy was doing something he wasn't supposed to be doing, or he was. So have you ever had that before, Shane?
Oh yeah, of course. Thing about me though, I ain't gonna make too many mistakes, and to just kind of to refer back to what Susan said, sometimes you got to go through some shit to figure it out, basically, right? Not that you intentionally set out to injure yourself. Nobody does that. But you, especially when you're a good person, you're a giver, you tend to want to fix that person, help that person, whatever the case may be, think that you could change that person. But of course, that's why age is wisdom, right? Experience is wisdom, is that you realize that most people have to make their own connection to why they want to change. You could put a bunch of you could give them a bunch of scenarios as to why this isn't the best option for them. But whatever it is, whatever habit they have is a life experience. Those life choices, it's become their comfort zone, and that made them who they are. So if it took a lifetime for them to become that person, it's gonna take some drastic event that they connect to that is going to make them want to change, right? So to answer your question, as far as red flags, yeah, I don't deal with red flags too much. That's the reason why I'm still single. But you know what? Just recently, I was like, you know what, bro? This is a conversation I'm having with myself. I'm like, yeah, maybe my list is a little too long. Maybe I'm looking for a unicorn, and my expectations is crazy. And so I'm like, okay, I gotta fall back. I gotta adjust my 80-20 list and shit. My definition of 80-20 is 80% flexibility, 20% deal breakers, right? So I gotta look at my deal breaking list and make like, I might have to make some adjustments. You know what I mean? Because I was truly looking for a unicorn. So yeah, the red flag thing, yeah, I'm very acute.
That unicorn gets harder and harder the older we get, brother.
And astute. I'm like,
yo, saying that unicorn gets harder and harder to find the older we get.
Exactly, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Mine was so bad, I was looking for a Bigfoot riding a unicorn. I was like, nah, bro, I gotta adjust that shit. So, yeah.
I was dating a woman, and she decided she didn't want to date me anymore because of a lack of trust. She felt like I didn't trust her, and I was trying to explain to her that I don't trust. I want her to know that it wasn't just her that I didn't trust. I wanted her to understand that I don't trust no woman. You know what I mean? Not out the gate at least, whatever. You know what I mean? I think trust has to be earned. It's got to be gained, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
True.
And the same thing with me. Don't trust me either. Let me earn my trust. You know what I'm saying? Let me earn it. Whatever. Don't trust me because I could, you never know. But she got upset with me because she felt like I didn't trust her, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm not an insecure dude, but if I tell you about the gate, like, listen, don't take it the wrong way. You know what I mean? I don't trust women, not just you. I don't trust women, whatever. You know, I believe it's something that you over time, whatever, we'll develop and we'll get there, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I done seen some things. I've been with married women before. I've been with, you know what I mean? So I've been with girls in relationships. So I've seen the things that they do. So for me to trust anybody right out the gate, like, nah, I done seen too much in my time to trust someone. You know what I mean? Let's take it slow, and you can earn my trust. That was one thing. The second thing is, you know, I don't want to ever rush into a relationship again. I want that girl. Now I got girls who are in the friend zone, but I got others who are willing to say, you know what? Let's start out as friends. Whatever, you know what I mean? Because I want you to be my friend before my love, you know what I mean? Because I want that woman to be my friend as well as my lover. I want to know that she can be my spades partner. We can hang out together, we can laugh together. I don't want us to get to that point where the relationship is too serious. Now we can't enjoy each other. Everything is so serious. There's no fun because the friendship part of the aspect of the relationship is not there. I want that friendship aspect. I want that to be something we could always fall back on when everything is not so serious. You know what I mean? So I want that. I want that friendship in the relationship. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not willing to be, if you're just willing to go head in first, and just be straight relationship mode, that's a red flag for me. I want to be friends. I want to be able to kick it for a few weeks or maybe a month or two, whatever, and just know that we can vibe and we can talk about anything. You know what I'm saying to you? So those are some of the things that I was looking at. You was trying to say something, Miss Pride?
No, I was, yes, actually, just to piggyback off of that trust thing. So I can understand why she felt the way she felt. Maybe it's an ego thing. I have an issue with that as well. I have to talk to myself sometimes and say, you know, I know who I am. I know my loyalty and my honesty and what I would and would not do to people. So you have to be mindful of that. You know, when people think about themselves and they get offended. So she was probably offended that you didn't trust her because she knows who she is and what she, you know, and where she would do. And she probably just felt like you should know that too. Because I've been there. So I'm like, hey, you know, don't put me in that category. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And as far as the friend zone, it takes a lot, unfortunately. Like, we are all human beings and we have 20 sides to ourselves. Some sides we don't even know, right? Until we get into a situation and we might react, right? Because I think that I am a certain way, but I've been touched, you know, a button has been touched and I have reacted poorly. Where I had to be like, oh, that was not nice. I'm sorry. rewind. I didn't mean, we're human. So that friend zone is cool, right? But you have to know that your friend gonna deal with you on a certain level. When you get into a relationship, that's a whole different, pot boiling over there. Your feelings turn something else up. So you can't look at that person and say, well, when we was friends and we had a little disagreement, that's how you handle it. You ain't go there with me. You know what I'm saying? You ain't had that attitude. You ain't
Why
have
was friends
because she didn't have that feeling. You understand me?
Yeah, but why was friends? Why just can't be friends throughout? I mean, it's not a was friends. We're still friends. We're gonna be friends. You know?
Oh,
what I
absolutely, absolutely. But there's another level to that, and so there's a deeper emotion when you move to that next level. So then you got somebody who is loving you in a certain way, and she's carrying that friendship. So she's expecting certain things to be a certain way, and you may, baby stepping. Remember, everybody carries their emotions differently. So sometimes when you get into a situation and you might look at somebody and say, I don't like the way she moving. That's, why sometimes it's a good thing to ask why. Let her explain to you what she's feeling or thinking at the moment.
Y'all gonna see, if I was to meet y'all would have to define your friendship for me, because me personally, I can't be friends with a woman I'm attracted to. I can't. I'm telling you right now, because I'm gonna want crack.
Yeah, but you can't be friends as well, though.
Huh?
Y'all can't be friends as well.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Again, that's the part I'm confused about, to be honest with you. The whole being a friend with the woman that I feel like that more or less is a part of it, because what is your definition of a friend? It's like, y'all supposed to do things together. Am I supposed to tell you secrets that I wouldn't tell my old lady?
In, right?
Hell no. Hell no. Look, I'm telling you this right now. Here's my stance on that. I'm going to say it one time. Ain't nobody changing my mind. There's secrets, right? Look, you live this life, you make mistakes, right? You do things that you regret. There are secrets that are only supposed to be between you and Jesus, right? Nobody else is supposed to know. You take that to your grave. Nobody is supposed to know that, okay? So whether it's your friend or it's your significant other, there's no value in it. You made a mistake, right, in your life. What is the value of me telling you, oh, well, I made a mistake and I learned from it? Just so that you know. That's when people start throwing shit in your face and start judging you, and and moving different around you, because damn, you should have never did that. What is the value? There's no value in me telling you my deepest, darkest secret. So you could get the hell on with that.
We can't tell.
The best version.
We can't tell women that we don't want them to take secrets to their grave.
No, I got to touch on that.
Now today, you get the most healed. You get the strongest, most alpha, most secure version of me right now today. Starting today, you got the best, shiniest version of me. Right now, that's all you really need to know.
But this is the very same. But this is the very thing we don't want females to do. We don't want them to keep secrets.
I wanted to touch on something that you said about lover. I want to touch on something that you said about trust, because what it is, when I broke up with my ex, I had so many things going on. I feel like it's not that you don't trust people; it's you don't trust yourself. You don't trust that that you are able to make a choice to choose people that are for your good. Because if you trusted yourself, because I know when I broke up with my ex and I started doing what Sean was saying, like when we go through these terrible things, we're either gonna change or we're gonna just, be broken. That's it. Those are the choices. You either take this experience and be a better person for it, or you don't. So when I was going through that experience, I really didn't trust myself to date. I really didn't, because I was afraid that I was gonna make the wrong choice again. I knew that I had to heal myself first, because I was afraid that I knew that these toxic relationships were all my choice. It wasn't that, they were all my choice. I attracted them, I nurtured them, I loved on them. And sort of what Miss Lorraine said too about part of us and selfish, right? Because we want to be the rescuer, we want to be the superhero, we want to be the one that the man say I changed my whole life for her. That's stupid stuff. Because now I think it's stupid. But
see, all right. Let me say this to you, Cal. Let me say this to you, bro. I feel like from a male perspective, as far as the trust when it comes to women in general, one thing you said earlier is you've been that guy. You've been the guy that you see these women, a group of women you walked in on at whatever situation, whatever the club, bar, or whatever. They on a girls trip.
Oh boy, not the girls trip. Not the girls trip. I
heard
about the girls trip.
Okay.
All right.
We've been in the situation where you chilling with a chick and she got a dude or whatever, and old buddy call and she's like,
"Ooh,
yeah, baby, I love you. I can't miss you where you at." Blah blah blah. Right? So we've been on the side of that. We've been on that side, right?
Yes.
And so what a lot of women, and it may not be any of the women on this panel, but what a lot of women do, the reason why women think they're so much smarter than us is because we think with our penis, right? True, right? And so the women are a lot better at cheating than we are. Yes, they are. Okay, we get it. We understand. Eddie Murphy gave us the blueprint a long time ago, and if you've never seen his special, then you don't know. He said, look, women are way better at multitasking. So she's gonna come out with the lie like that. Dudes, we're gonna stumble all over, right? Right? So what they do is they got a routine. And my baby know my routine. And so when she wanna slide buddy in, she take that yoga. Baby, I'm headed to my yoga class.
Talk about it.
Slide that, and he do a different type of yoga. In that yoga slide. So as a man, we like, oh yeah, she doing her regular routine thing, or whatever, right? She going to her yoga. In the back of his mind, he relax, he chill. Okay, my baby going to. At the end of the day, bro, here's what I have to say to you, though.
Okay.
Here's what I have to say to you as far as your insecurity, because Susan is right. She's right about this part. If she's going to cheat, she's going to cheat. It's hers. I hate to use it. I'm vulgar. I'm vulgar. It's her pussy. If she want to give it to somebody, she gonna give it to somebody. So you have to have a level of blind trust. Like me, my style is I'm gonna let you tell on yourself. You believe you're supposed to tell me all your secrets? That's your problem. You go ahead and tell me all your motherfucking secrets. I'm not gonna ask you. But women feel like, oh, I want to share and I am gonna judge you. You tell me all your secrets, I am going to judge you, but I'm not going to ask you. So you don't have to tell me all your secrets. I'm taking you as you are right now. I'm going to let you show me who you are. Now, if you got a crazy ex that's out here shooting niggas, I need to know that. You know what I mean?
That's important information.
That I need to know. Other than that, I don't really want to know your body count. If you tell me what your body count is, yes, I'm going to judge you.
But Shane,
But I'm not gonna ask you.
we tell
See what
women
I'm
to stop
saying?
taking shit to
So,
their
bro,
grave, Shane.
So
Come on,
basically,
man.
bro, at this point at our age, you can't worry about, look, show me who you are. If you want to reinvent yourself and be be a born again, whoever, all right, cool. Be that. Show me that, right? But if I start seeing the signs, because I know how them girls shit goes, if I start seeing signs, I'm not going to ignore them. I'm not going to ignore them, you know what I mean? I'm going to let you tell on you. I'm going to let you tell on yourself. But I'm not going to be paranoid about you giving it away, because you're going to find a way. You're going to slide that nigga into your yoga slide.
Okay, Lorraine, I know you wanted to say something, Lorraine.
Yes, he's killing me with the secret. He is killing me with the secret. First of all, I don't know what anyone can do where not at least one other person knows about.
Oh, yeah.
Like you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So if it's something that you done did, that somebody else, at least one other individual knows about it, and you are with somebody and it's a serious situation, and you feel like this is a secret that no, I don't have to share with everybody, but this is somebody that I may be spending the rest of my life with. I don't think it should be kept a secret from that person, because what you do in the dark finds its way to the light. And
no, it don't.
Listen, the last thing you want, I'm telling you from experience, for me, I'm gonna say for me, because it might not be for everybody. I'd rather my man tell me what he has done than to hear it from somebody else. Because I'm the type of person, if somebody tell me something, I'm not reacting to that, right? Because people like to say a whole lot of things. But if I find out some facts and I haven't heard it from you, I'm more hurt, I guess, or disappointed that you didn't feel we had that close enough connection to trust that I'm not going to take that in front.
Okay. So let me.
Right? And then also, wait, one more thing you said now.
All right.
You say you want to see you looking at the person now for who they are right now. Mm-hmm. I respect that, right? Because you could get a whole nother person later. I mean, or earlier in life. And then you changed who you are. But you also want to watch that, right? Because you walk down the street hand with a female who done ran through the hood. She may not be that person right now, but everybody on the block is looking at you like, bro, you know who you with?
But your bubble, see your
you
bubble
need to know that information, right?
You got a point.
You need to know that information, right? Because then you can make that choice and say, it don't matter to me what you did before, because you my queen today. And they don't know you. They know the old you. But you don't want to walk through the hood and everybody they know your princess. They know that queen. And you walk around.
Hey.
Right.
No,
Do your research.
Okay. Let's put that in context though.
Hello, we can't hear you, Shane. We can't hear you. We can't hear you. But listen, you said a mouthful there. Shane, get to the point where we can hear you, Shane. We can't hear you right now. But listen, do your research, right? You move to a whole nother town, whatever, you don't know this female, whatever. She's new to you, but everybody else in the town knows who she is. Do your research, whatever, on that case. But what I'm saying is, to you, Shane, is that we can't get upset because we hate the fact that women don't share everything and they take secrets to their grave. You know what I'm saying? And then tell them, you know what I'm saying? Then we do the same thing. No, I don't like that. I don't like the fact that they take secrets to the grave. I don't like the fact that they don't reveal certain things. I want to know. Shane, you said you don't care. You don't want to know because that's a whole new person. God, I be damned. I want to know.
But I kind of get where Shane is coming from, though, because what he's saying is, it doesn't really matter to me if I like you now, today, and the person you are today. There's no need for you to tell me what happened back in the day. Like, there's no need. there's really like if you decide to reveal it, then that's on you. But he's saying for him, it's not that important.
Listen, man, listen.
I
guess
kind of agree with him.
I guess we have to look for the red flag, and that is one of the red flags. Lack of trust is a red flag, but like I said, I believe it has to be earned or gained over time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't give it to me because I ain't giving it to you. You know what I mean? And don't give me no second chance because I'm not giving you one. You know what I mean? If I cheat on you, don't give me no second chance. If you cheat on me, I ain't giving you one. You know
That's typically how it goes.
I believe that's fair. Don't give me one. I'm letting you know right now. If I do it, don't give me no second chance. Cause I'll be damned if I'm gonna give you one. It ain't gonna happen, Captain. You know what I'm saying?
That's natural though. Women always give men a second, a third chance.
I beg to differ. I beg to differ. No, y'all don't always. Y'all don't always give a second.
All right. So my bad. I cut out for a second.
Women do.
All right. Let me rebut what you said because okay, let's put it into context, right? I spent 24 years in the military. Sounds to me like your bubble is kind of small. Yeah, if you live in the town you grew up in, of course everybody gonna know your business. Everybody don't know my business. Everybody don't know where I've been and what I did. You know, so right. I'm not worried about no backlash. I grew up in New York and I live in Texas. The people around here, the chick that I meet in Texas ain't gonna be able to hit nobody up and be like, oh yeah, I heard this. And I wouldn't give a damn anyway. If you so immature that you mad about something I did before I met you, then you ain't the one for me. You understand what I'm saying? That's how I feel about that. So yeah, if I grew up in if we grew up in you live in the same town you grew up in, yeah, they're gonna know all your smut stories. You know? But then you're supposed to vet that person before you commit to them in the first place. So
how you gonna vet them if you don't know? It's a moot
point to be.
In a whole new town, how you gonna vet them if you don't know who they are?
Yeah, that's it. That's why you don't need to know my secrets. I don't need to know your secrets. What is the value added? There's none. There is no value added in what mistakes you made before you, unless that's gonna affect me in some way, right? If you got herpes, yeah, I need to know that shit. You know what I'm saying?
They're not gonna tell you that. You gotta go through the medicine cabinet for that. They ain't telling you that.
Right.
You gotta go through the medicine cabinet for that.
You know, I need to know that. But if it's not gonna affect me, something you did. If you are born again smut, then you know, even if you used to be a porn star and you want to keep that secret from me, right?
Wow.
You know damn well I'm gonna find that out. I understand why you was trying to keep it a secret from me. I'll understand why you was trying to keep it a secret from me. But once I find out, you know and I know it's a wrap. So, okay, cool. It's a mutual party. It's a mutual party. I just respect you.
You don't let him get away with that.
I literally respect why.
It didn't matter about my past, but then when you find out about it, you're gonna get mad about me.
Like you can't work.
They gotta
already
you on both sides. You on both sides.
It didn't matter. But then you find out
you know why?
You wanna leave me?
You know why? You know why? You want to know why? Because that's in my 20%.
Oh.
That's why.
Wait.
Oh, so you see that's why you need to pull out your list on the first day.
Because that's communication. I'm gonna tell you what my 20% is.
No.
20% is very small. I'm gonna tell you what my 20% is.
20% is you can't be
Yes, that's on the list.
Why is that even on your list?
If you used to be, it's gonna be spelled out and it's gonna be in. It's gonna be.
Why is that even on your list? Like that's what I don't understand.
Wow.
Like, what?
If you used to be a porn star,
Anthony Reeves said. If that's an issue, you would never date anybody. Everybody got a body count. Who you were with does not dictate who you are. Who you are with me. what he's saying.
That's a dude said that.
Yeah.
A dude said
Absolutely.
that. He said
Who
body
you were-
count.
Who you were with them does not dictate who you are with me.
Okay, and that's his personal choice, and I'm cool with that. I'm
Isn't
cool
that
with
the
that.
same
Like,
thing you
remember
said?
what I said. Remember what I said. I'm not going to ask you your body count. I'm too old for that shit. I stopped asking body counts back in my early 20s. I'm too old for that shit. I'm not going to ask you your body count. But don't volunteer that shit. That's what I'm saying.
Now, Miss Sherwood said, when we ignore red flags, it's because we flex our boundaries. Relationship needs to be more compromised and less barter. That's what Miss Sherwood said. So a lot of people, are flexing their boundaries. They're moving their boundaries for people.
Yeah,
To an extent, you know what I mean? And
I agree.
that
I
could
agree
be
with
that could be a bad thing too sometimes.
I agree with that. I think it was Susan that said that that you feel like you can fix that person or whatever, But age has taught me that it take a long ass time. It take a long ass time, and basically you can't change nobody. They gotta change themselves, man.
And it's
I could
not your
say
job.
something. I could say something possibly that might inspire you, but who knows? I don't know if it's going to be or not. So I'm just going to be me. But as far as changing, they got to change themselves.
Right.
But yeah, we adjust. We like, okay, I'm flexible on that.
How y'all feel about jealousy though? Is jealousy is that something you can live with as far as a red flag? Is that something?
Absolutely not. I'm way too busy. I got way too much things that I do. I cannot have a jealous man at all. That's one of the reasons I was with my ex as long as I was, because I can give him that. He was not a jealous man.
Yeah.
I could do whatever I want. I can, I didn't give him no reason to be jealous either. Anyway, he didn't get that. But I don't play that jealous thing, and I'm not a jealous woman either.
I feel like jealousy is that young shit.
You gotta give me a reason to be jealous. I'm not gonna just be like, oh, a beautiful woman walks in the room and now I'm like, why are you looking at her? I might just be like, ain't she beautiful? Like, I'm not jealous.
I had an OG tell me, he said, anytime a woman is insecure, it's because her man gave her a reason to be insecure. I don't know how true that is.
If she's
insecure, she has a reason to be insecure because he gave her a reason to be. Other than that, he should be doing everything he has to do to make sure that she has no reason in the world to be insecure about anything. But if she has an insecurity, it's because he's done something or given her a reason to be insecure. This is what OG had told me one time.
Well, he minimized it. That's in a situation, when you're already in a relationship. I thought you was just talking in general. If you're naturally a jealous person, right? But yeah, if I cheated on you and you took me back, of course you're gonna be jealous or insecure about that, of course, right? But yeah, it's like Susan was saying, it's just like, look, trust has got to be the foundation of your relationship. It's got to be. That's one of the biggest things is I got to trust you. I got to trust because, again, back to what I said earlier, it's yours. If you want to give it away, you're going to find a way to give it away. Unless I lock you in the damn basement, I don't know what you're doing with it. You know what I'm saying? So if that's what you're going to do, that's what you're going to do. So I'm not going to sit around being paranoid. I'm not going to sit around being jealous, or none of that nonsense, Has
any of you women been a victim of being put down or compared to other women? Or made it seem like you are not enough, or
in past relationships, yeah.
What about lying? Is lying a red flag? Is that a big red flag?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. I can't stand a liar.
Women are the biggest liars, though. You know that, though, right?
No, I do not.
Let's keep it belly.
Know that.
Listen,
I don't agree with that.
they say men are dogs,
You
but
wildin'
women are
out.
snakes.
Oh wow.
Men are dogs,
Wow.
women are snakes.
Love, I'm
Sneaky,
no, but
sneaky,
when's the last time you
conniving,
did therapy?
and lie way better than us. Like Sean said earlier, they lie way better than us.
You are wounded. You are wounded soldier.
So we all wounded, goddamn.
We're probably a little bit more
Yeah, I got-
calculated.
Yeah, I got PSD. I don't give a damn.
I can tell.
We're probably a little bit more calculated.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I don't think women are more liars. I don't believe that.
No. I said
Men
you
just
lie
lie about
better.
some stuff.
You do lie better than us, though. You guys are way
Yes.
better liars than
I'm
us.
better than you.
Y'all
But
way
let me
better
tell you
liars,
something. No, let me
and
tell
y'all
you
are way
something
y'all
about-
way more sneakier than us.
Wait a minute. Let me tell you
Keep it
something about
going.
women, though. If you got a woman that's been with you for years and she starts cheating on you, it's something you did. Believe me, you've done something. And if she's anything like you, she done told you 100 times, stop doing that shit. You know, women don't.
Well, I beg to differ.
Women. Well, I'm a woman, so you can beg to differ what you want. But most women, okay, let's put it like this: most women, if they cheat, it's because that you're not really listening to them at home. It is not easy for us women to be with another man when we want to be with you. Like, it's like you done pushed us and pushed us and pushed us and pushed us and pushed us to the point where, like, now I'm not saying there ain't no grimy women out there. I'm not saying that. There are women that cheat. They're people are people. But I know for as women, if you've been with a woman for a long time and she just starts cheating on you, like in the 5th year, the 6th year, you need to examine yourself, because we don't easily do that. And you know why we could think about what we could calculate and we could get away with it? Because y'all think we not gonna do it. Because y'all gonna keep treating us badly, thinking that we're always gonna be there no matter whatever you do. So now we're gonna show you that it ain't that way.
All right, so
you calculating about it. It is true. Because I know in my last relationship, I didn't feel like I was wanted. I didn't feel like I was listened
So you
to.
cheated.
No, I never cheated. No, I never cheated.
I beg to differ.
Let me finish. But towards the end of our, towards the end, I was looking. I started, I was looking. I started something that I would have never done had he listened to me. Had he been there for me, had he been that leader I needed, all those things, I would never have a wandering eye.
Personally, I don't understand the cheat.
If a female put it in your face, you're going to take it. No, if she put it in your face, you're going to take it. We're not like that.
All right, let me do. Hey, Cal, let me say
I'm gonna go to Lorraine. Go ahead, Shane.
Yeah.
Let me say this real quick. And just in general, I was thinking some shit, and I Googled it, and it literally came up. Albert, I don't know if you saw my post. Albert Einstein said this shit. He said women expect men to always progress, right? Women always expect men to do better, to progress, be a better version of this, the more alpha, blah, 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 and what have you. On the flip side, men expect women to be the woman that we met, that we fell in love with.
Ooh.
We don't want you to change. Women expect men to change. And I feel like that's the disconnect.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay.
I agree.
So that's
I agree with that.
See, that's the disconnect. Because most times when there's a disagreement between the sexes, it's usually because we want y'all to think like us and y'all want us to think like y'all. But with two completely different mindsets when it comes to that. Now, when it's pure, is when a man understands how women think. You understand that your woman expects you to always strive to be better, to do better, to be greater, right? And on the flip side, y'all, if y'all understand that when a man buys a house, he buys a house for it to last for 20 years. A woman is always there to say, well, we need a new this, we need to upgrade that, we need to replenish this. When we're pure, when we work together, we understand where the other one is coming from. But when we have that disconnect, that's why women always say we grew apart or I outgrew him. Because the man is really content. And when a man is content, like we literally strive to get to a plateau to where we're like, I made it. I'm here. This is it. But if a woman, if your woman is like, no, nigga, we need more. We need another one. Then yeah, y'all are gonna grow apart because you don't understand how the other one is wired.
Gotcha. Go ahead, Lorraine.
Well, yeah, y'all done bypassed that whole. I was gonna comment about that whole cheat thing. I don't understand cheat. I don't understand it at all, because if you get to a point where you are so unhappy or dissatisfied, and you've had those conversations to say so, and your partner is just like, I don't care, and this is just how it is, then putting someone else in the mix is only going to create more dysfunction for yourself. For me, I'd rather be like, well, hey, this is how this is about to go. I love you, but it doesn't seem like we are going to be able to move forward in this thing. So I'm walking all the way away. I'm out the door. I can't add another person to an already dysfunctional situation. You know what I mean? I have to be able to
heal.
Yeah,
I
not even heal. Everything should be, for me, everything needs to be on a path to a positive future. And for me, if you going this way, I'm going this way, you going this way, and then I got homie coming in through the side door, that's just all kinds of dysfunction.
Yeah.
And then the homie coming in on the side, he's not going to satisfy that void that you're not getting from me. He's not going to satisfy that. So what's the purpose? I'm not giving myself to somebody else because I'm not getting something from you. Because in the reality, you ain't really getting that, what you're looking for. You ain't getting that from homie on the side either. So you just sharing your goods for no reason.
Yeah, you're right. But see, here's the thing. What you're testifying. That's your own personal testimony, right? And what you have to understand, everything comes back to, being healed and knowing yourself, right? Mm-hmm. And what I'm getting at is, yeah, you're comfortable in your space. A lot of people that cheat don't want to give up what they got. They want their cake and eat it too. They don't want to give up completely what they got, right? But they feel unfulfilled. And so they go over here and think that, okay, well, you know what? He ain't really blowing my back out. This dude look like he can. You know what I mean? So I'm going to give me a little taste of that. I'm going to give me a little taste of that, and then I'm going to come back. I'm gonna go on this girl's trip to Jamaica because I heard them niggas put it down, and then I'm gonna come back. You understand what I'm saying? And so yeah, it definitely is a mindset. It's knowing yourself, and I respect who you are because you know who you are, and you would rather leave. But a lot of times, people are in a situation where the kids are involved. They're worried about what the church folks think. They're worried about their family connection and uprooting the kids. So there's all kind of variables in there, and that's the reason why people do what they do.
I get it, but I'm telling you that after all of that, right, and worried about the church and the kids and the this and the that, while you creeping outside over there, you are only bringing more heat to them. You're
absolutely right, and I respect you to death. I respect you to death. You're gonna have to give me an email so we can. Nah, fuck it.
All right. Listen. I don't want to start. Listen.
What both of you guys are saying makes sense. It really does. I'm not a cheater, but I understand what you're saying, Shane, because if you built something up, you're not really trying to just throw it all away.
Right.
But then also with Lorraine, I understand what you're saying, because you could bring a whole lot of mess back to your relationship if that person wants to keep trying to contact you.
But let's be clear though, I'm not saying I'm cool with that. I'm just saying that's what the mentality is.
Right.
Because I feel like you should get the hell on too.
Gotcha. I read a meme one time that said, "Don't check if he's cheating. Check to see if he's happy."
Yeah, there you go.
And I'm gonna close out the show, and I just want to say, Shane, you were talking about how Albert Einstein said that women are looking for men to progress.
Right.
We're looking for women to stay the same. I remember looking at the Medgar Evers autobiography movie, whatever, and the people that were investigating Medgar Evers, trying to bring him down, the FBI, whatever. He was a real racist FBI agent, and he was starting to change the way he looked at Medgar Evers. He was starting to change his views, whatever. But his wife wanted him to stay this racist, bigot FBI agent. And so one day he comes home, and she was getting on him about, he's not doing his job. You're taking it too easy. Take these niggers down. And she said to him, "You're changing. You're changing." And he looks at her and he says, "You're right. I am. I'm changing. That's just it. I'm changing, and you're not." I just want to leave y'all with that. You know what I'm saying? But Miss Susan, do you want to plug your business before we get up out of here real quick?
Yeah, so I am a podcaster myself. I have a podcast called Talk to Ma. It's for young adults. I'm a trauma-informed counselor. I'm a spiritual counselor, so I mix that with my show. And check me out.
Talk to Ma. Miss Pride, plug your stuff, Miss Pride.
Hey, so my name is Lorraine Pride Brave. I am a financial director. So I connect people with all aspects of your finances, credit repair, investments, debt elimination, taxation, anything you need to move your finances along, residual income from A to Z, from the beginning, from $5 to $1 million. You can follow me on Lorraine Pride Brave on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And you look at my bio, there is a link there where you can book some time with me or fill out a form. It's a work with me form, just to tell me a little bit about yourself. And I can do all of that, and sharing is caring. So I'm all about helping the people.
Would you say, Miss Susan, what she was talking?
I was saying she should be on my show. I'm looking for somebody to talk about finances with these young people.
Okay, I would give you her information, whatever. You can reach out to her. Y'all can chop it up. Shane, anything you want to leave us with before we go?
Nah, I'm just me. I'm Shane. I'm retired Air Force. You know what I'm saying? And
thank you for your service.
Thank you. I appreciate
Thank you
it.
for your service, absolutely.
And I'm just living the Black American dream. Retired at a young age, and I'm still sexy.
I like it. Miss Mahogany Rose.
All right, want to plug our business, Sands Mobile Entertainment. I'm excited to say that we are now doing music bingo as well as DJ trivia. I have hosted 2 shows out in Lillington at the Lost Paddle. And we will next week we will be hosting trivia at Anderson Creek, Cricket at the Creek, where we also do music bingo there. If you need your DJ services or photo booth, you can reach us at 910-827-6876 for weddings, birthday parties, military, corporate events. Sands Mobile Entertainment. Thank you all for coming on the show today.
And last but not least, I've started my new company, GG2 Trucking Logistics Industries, and we do trucking insurance for truckers. We do dispatching as well as freight brokering. So look us up, GG2 Trucking. And thank you all for coming out tonight. Thank you for all the listeners.
Thanks for having me.
Get with us, man. We do it for the culture every Wednesdays and Sundays. We give y'all some great music. So keep looking us up, and we thank you guys very much. Y'all have an awesome night. Appreciate y'all.
You too, bro.
All right, be blessed.
Good night.